Hey, how's it going everybody? Christine from Panic Pixel here, and today we are doing a follow-up to my previous Yagakimi unboxing and taking a look at volumes 3 and 4 of their DVDs. Before I go into this unboxing, I do want to do a quick shout out to this art book that I bought during Rainbow Gala over here in Hong Kong recently. So this art book is made by a Chinese artist, if I'm not mistaken. But basically their name translates to Illusion Black Rabbit, I think. And I just have to say the art here is amazing. The colors, they seem to really mimic Nakatani Neo's like original style, but still have like a, you know, their kind of own twist to things. And this is really pretty art. So I'll leave a link to that artist down in the description below, along with where to purchase their art book. It's on a Japanese site, so you might have to figure out how you're gonna navigate through there. But anyway, so now let's get into the unboxing. These volumes cover the last 6 episodes of the anime, if I'm not mistaken. Let's start with volume number 3 over here. So starting off with volume 3 over here, which covers episodes 7, 8, 9, if I'm not mistaken. You see that Sayaka and Yu are right here, and Sayaka is basically like trying to give her a juice box, as Sayaka is like, you know, being all, I'm older than you and holding this coffee in one of my hands. I actually really like the dynamic between these two characters in the anime, without spoiling too much for any of you people out there who haven't watched the episodes yet. So this, again, like the previous boxes, covers the entire box. You can see more vending machines here at the back, and an extra little card here from Amazon. I'm a bit too lazy to read this, but if anyone can translate that for anyone else, that would be great. Let's take this off first. Hope this doesn't break the plastic. Loud ass plastic. Eesh, left a bit of a mark on on the plastic at the bottom over there. I'm not sure if you can see it on camera. So let's open this box up. So taking this out. Careful not to break the plastic like I did last time. I don't know why I'm doing an accent. So inside, again, like the previous DVDs, you have the DVD itself and 2 booklets. So opening this up, we have again Sayaka and Yu. They're actually smiling at each other. It's very nice that in this anime that like what you'd, I guess, describe as a bit of an antagonist isn't really an antagonist. But again, you can see the bright colors right here. I don't particularly like how incredibly blue this is. I don't know what they're going for. I know a lot of people, when they comment about this anime, they're like, it's like there's like a filter over it. I didn't notice, I mean, I didn't find an issue with that until maybe I looked at this. I'm just like, well, I mean, this looks a bit much too blue, I guess. Again, you have the minimalistic design here again, like last time. Again, it says bloom into, careful not to break it. And then there's a image of a corridor there on the left-hand side. So yeah, as I'm saying, I'm not much of a blue person. I did used to like light blue when I was younger. I just don't like this particular blue. It looks a bit too cyan-y for me. So this guide, usually it contains like some behind the scenes drawings and interviews. So they have an interview with Sayaka and Yu's characters. I'm assuming the theme of the interview would be the relationship between them and like and Toko as well. And then apart from that, they seem to have some mini interviews with the side characters, which is pretty cool. At least they covered all the characters throughout these different booklets. And again, it's nice having all these behind the scenes images from the show. Bit of a spoiler in some of these. This is a cool big spread of this scene. That's the disc guide. And then this is the storyboard. Oh, it's the storyboard for episode 7 as well as the opening and ending. Yes, it's great. It'll be nice to see how they did the storyboard for the opening and ending, especially as I mentioned last video. The opening has so much symbolism in it. There's an entire, I think, was it a Reddit thread or it was a blog post. Somebody did an entire blog post about the symbolism of that. Again, I'll link that in the description for anyone who's curious. And also I love the ending because especially the music and just the way they did the images and stuff. I think was it this DVD that has the opening? No, I think volume 2 had the opening and ending without the credits on it, so just completely video. So if you're into that and having, you know, the best resolution of those things, highly recommend getting the DVDs or the Blu-rays. So anyway, going into this chapter 7 or episode 7. Pretty cool, simple. They went for some pretty simple drawings for this particular opening scene, I guess. No, I think these are still pretty pretty detailed for a storyboard. Wow, this episode 7 one went for a while. So let's now look at how they storyboarded the opening. Whoa, pretty crazy. Drawing, like placing all those flowers, I can't even imagine. Like I don't have like the visualization skills that like many artists have, or like artists like these to like just place things so nicely and so you know, relatively evenly. I'd just be like sketching like wherever, man. The ending one is pretty short. I mean, fair enough. You know, as I'm looking at this, I'm already singing the song in my head. I'm like, Shiritakute, Shiritaku Whoa. They drew out the entire scene and just like mentioned that it has to be panning. That's awesome. Wow. I'm glad they included that detail in these. Moving on to volume 4, we have here Yu holding Toko's hand and kind of just helping her stand up inside a train. I like the colors here much better than the one with Sayaka and Yu, but obviously I think they put in a bit more effort for these two main characters anyway, so yeah, but I don't know, I don't really like the blue. I don't know if that's a personal preference thing or if they just really just drilled into the blue like that. But anyway, I love the warmer colors here and how it basically shows, you know, their relationship together and stuff, and that sort of trust between them. Yeah, it's a bit plain on the back side because obviously it's a train and there's like a huge ass window here, and this Amazon card is blocking things as again. Okay. So anyway, this is volume 4. This covers the last 3 episodes of the show. Last 4 episodes, sorry. It goes up until episode 13. My brain is not working today. Now, for those of you curious, the entire series does not cover all the chapters in the manga. It went basically like a little halfway through the manga. Currently, we're on chapter 40, and chapter 40 was so good. If you watch this anime and are kind of suffering from like not having like Toko and you in your life, I highly recommend reading the manga. It is just as good, if not better, depending on your perspective. I equally like both. I think the anime adds to the manga, and the manga also has like little details that you know, maybe the anime couldn't really portray or cover. But in any case, let's get into this box. So something interesting here, episode 10 covers 3 chapters as opposed to the usual 1 to 2 chapters that a lot of the other episodes have done. So that's a pretty packed episode, also really great. I think the pacing for this anime was actually pretty good considering. And then let us get into the contents of this box. So you have the 2 of them on the bed together in Yu's house. Warm colors. I think this one is a bit too yellow. I feel like they should, it's like, get that filter off. Now I see it. I see it, guys. I finally see it. So I feel like this might have been better if like it wasn't so yellow, but maybe they're trying to convey something here. Maybe, just maybe. I don't know. So yeah, again, let's see what the image is inside. Oh, I like this one. There's a lot more going on in this image. It's the bookstore. It's Yu's house / her grandmother's bookstore right over here. I like the composition of this much better than the previous one because there was like a bit of empty space on like the imagery on the 3rd one. This one, yeah, there's a lot more going on. It's more interesting, more dynamic. There's a lot more to look at than just an empty hallway. I think the DVD boxes, the colors aren't as consistent as I'd like. I'd say the box does better. Yeah, perhaps like if you put them together, they look like, you know, pretty nice. Anyway, yeah, I think the color balance is a bit off. I still love the series though, so you know, when I say these things, it's not like, you know, I hate this entire box set thing. It's more of like, I think they could have done better, but I'm still pretty happy with what I have, kind of thing. So this disc guide 4, what do they cover here? This should be pretty packed because it is covering 4 episodes, and one of the episodes covers 3 chapters. Explanations of the episodes right here. It does cover quite a bit. They really went in depth into like what these characters would look like in like different outfits. I'm sure this is pretty common in anime in general, but you know, it's still awesome that they put in time for these kinds of things. And they have a rendering of the entire bedrooms of Yu and Toko, as well as like the different rooms in Yu's house. And then also like where they stayed for their summer, the baths. Oh, Sayaka's room is right here. Look at that, it is the aquarium. Here we have on one of the pages interview with Kato Makoto, who is the director of the show, and Goda Hiroaki, who is the character designer. You know, it would be great if somebody could translate these somehow. Are there fans out there who have already translated these? If you know, please tell me down below. I might actually ask the subreddit about this at some point. And then Hanada Yuki. Hanada is in charge of the screenplay. I guess considering that Hanada-san was in charge of this interview in particular talks about just like the some of the symbolism in the story and stuff, and how they managed to put everything in all these 13 episodes. Kimi shika shiranai. Oh, hey! They put the script for the play right here, so you can actually read the script. That's nice that they included that, actually. Again, more sketches. They kind of didn't put as many sketches as before because obviously they have a lot to cover with the character designer, director, and the screenplay person. So put that aside, and now we have the storyboard. Yes, so they chose to storyboard episode 13, which I think for me is my favorite episode because it's just so fluffy. I was actually in the subreddit before this, and we were kind of speculating on which chapter the series would end, and I guessed it right. It would end at this particular chapter where they go to the aquarium together, and I was pretty happy about that. So, going back into episode 13, storyboard basically. I really like these screens where like they show like the whole panning shot and stuff. It's nice that they actually draw the entire thing out. And like they actually put like you can see the guidelines that they do to like make sure the perspective makes sense and everything. I think another thing that I really like about this series, and I think even in the manga, is they put in all these subtle motions, and those subtle motions aren't just there as placed as filler. They actually have a reason to be in there, and they're usually, it usually conveys feelings of the characters. So it's a lot of like showing and like not telling, which I really appreciate when it comes to a lot of like storytelling techniques. So anyway, yes, I think my favorite scene is the final one, where they have like that ending song. I forgot what it's called, but it's in the Hectopascal album as well. Toko's just like lost and everything, looking for Yu, and then Yu grabs her hand and just kind of pulls her through the aquarium and stuff. I really like that. I really like that in the manga. I really like how they handled it in this anime. And then also they have like this little mini train scene where Yu grabs Toko's hand and like she whispers in her ear. It's so good, so good. I've rewatched these episodes so many times, especially this last one, because I love it so much. So that basically covers volume 3 and 4. Let me just grab the other volumes so that we can just take a look at all of them together over here. So be back in a sec. Okay, and we're back. It was kind of hard to fit them all into one space with my tripod on the desk and stuff. So I am hand holding this as I am talking about them. So it seems like, that whole blue complaint I had, I mean, they did have it pretty blue here as well. So it seems like they were going for something. So I guess they wanted volume 1 and volume 4 to be of kind of the same palette, a bit darker here and then brighter here. I don't know if that was on purpose and it's meant to mean that, how their relationship has changed or something along those lines. But in any case, you can see 2 and 3 over here are kind of blue. So does that symbolize, that their relationship, the relationship between these people and Sayaka is not as warm? Something like that. Maybe I'm just overthinking things. But as you can kind of see, it does seem a little bit inconsistent, like the coloring and stuff like that, and just how soft the lines are. As you can see here, it's like pretty soft, and then here it kind of pops out a little bit more. So you can kind of see there's like a difference there, but I'm assuming they had to like rush these to some degree, so that's just why that is. So this is what they look like when they are together side by side. Again, like I said, the colors don't really like blend all that nicely like that. So I think if you did get to have like a display box, it might look a bit better. And I guess another nitpicky thing here is This one's like white, right? This text over here on the volume 1 is white. I feel like volume 4 could have been that way as well. But again, just small nitpicks from an overall great series. I actually still haven't taken a look at the DVDs because I don't actually have a CD player on my computer. Ha ha ha, why did I buy these? Because I love the series so much. Please make a season 2. Please. So in any case, I hope you guys enjoyed my coverage of the Yagakimi DVDs. If you have any questions about these, feel free to leave it in the comments below, or to just tell me your overall thoughts on these DVD boxes and the series in general. If you haven't started this series at all and you are a sucker for romance and Yuri, either or, I think this series is really great. It doesn't focus too much on the Yuri aspect, even though it is a Yuri relationship. So anyway, that wraps up my fangirling of the Yagakimi anime series and their DVDs. If you're interested in more gaming, geek, and tech adventures, feel free to hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell for upload notifications. Once again, I am Christine from Panic Pixel. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.